Hello everyone, so today I'm going to do a very quick video, hopefully super quick so it's not be too long and boring, about what tools and things I use on for my webcomic, my webtoon. It's no start player, so let's go ahead and get started. So I go up to File, I press New, normally I do, is required for webtoon 800 and 1280, press that. So this is the required panel size for webtoon. So the things I use for is obviously the layers, obviously. So normally I'll do like a sketch, blah blah, and then I'll try to do different layers for like hair, eyes, neck, clothes, blah blah, and then I'll put them into one file here. Press that, and then I put it into a file. Sometimes I'll name it as the line art. Oops, here, and then below here I'll do base colors, and then I'll do typically clothes here, skin, hair, eyes. So that's typically, and then sometimes I'll do mouth, and then after that I'll press here for background, and then I keep going with background the same way I do with my other base color and line art. And put that in here. Go ahead and name that as BG for background. Very easy. Then I'll go up here. Depending on what I want to do, I'm gonna go ahead and just do a panel. Oops, sorry. Hold on. Do a panel on here. And then I'll go here, press the next one, and then how I just do a simple sketch is with the person. I'll do say like that, and then I'll start, just doing my line art here, blah blah blah, and then that's super ugly. I'm very sorry. And then I'll do blah blah, yada. Okay, and then all my tools over here, I'll use a brush, eraser, this tool, I don't use that tool. Fill in color sometimes when it comes to the irises or the pupils. I'll just do it there. Bucket tool, I don't use this really for my webtoon. I'll definitely use my select or my lasso when I have to rearrange things. Obviously not that. I'll obviously use all my pens. The typical pen I'll use is my G pen here. Sometimes I'll go down to use, a lot of times I'll use airbrush for the eyes, and then I'll use blur. I'll sometimes use smudge. A lot of times I'll use a fill-in tool, the bucket tool, to fill in simple things like the skin or the clothing. I'll obviously use my colors here, color panel, and then I'll use a lot of, obviously just trying to find the right color. I'll use definitely an eyedropper tool most of my times. So I'll go here, and then I'll go ahead and go there, and then a lot of times I'll like, oh no, I forgot, blah blah blah. I have to press that again, or if it's over here and I have to press it again. I'll definitely use my text tool when I have to do a dialogue. So I'll do this here. A lot of times I need to do black. I never actually do color. Before I actually do tool, I'll put in a little speech bubble. Oh my goodness, hold on. Okay, the speech bubble. And then, oh, sorry, speech bubble. I'll do that black too. And then actually this is pretty self-explanatory what I use. I'll definitely use, if I don't want to draw any backgrounds, I'll definitely use this up here, material. Go up here, and I'll use, depending on what the emotion is or what's going on in the panel. So I'll use this a lot for my thoughts. I'll use mainly, go down, so sometimes people are excited or happy, and I'll use like this little sparkly here. And then I'll go ahead and zoom out and press OK, and then I'll just erase all this right here until it gets the line for the, I'm not gonna do all that. I never actually use these. I never actually use these up here, which is kind of funny. So the typical usage of the tools here and everything here is I'll use mostly all of these except like 4. My pens here, I'll use a G pen. Sometimes I'll use G2 pen, depending on what I'm doing. Airbrush, blur, and smudge. I'll go back here. I typically try to never change on the rig here. I never try to change it here besides this part. I don't actually like using this because sometimes when I go too high, it kind of lags. I don't want to do that. Use my color palette, obviously. Typically for the skin, I'll use the same, almost the same color for my base. And then a lot of times I'll go ahead and go back to here to base color, and I'll pretend, go ahead and blah blah here. I'll go ahead and press, that color is fine, okay. Press here. It's a really, I don't like that color, but whatever. Add a new layer, press clipping, add multiply, and then I can shade it. Though this is a really ugly skin color that I'm using because it's not my typical base color for skin color. That's what I use typically. I actually don't ever press alpha. I always do clipping. I don't know, that's just how I do it. Never use here. I never actually use these unless I'm trying to find a new brush. Yeah, that's typically it. I use these over here, my pens, my color palette, my materials, and my blending and my layers. And I obviously use these a lot to adjust. That's pretty much it. I hope this was helpful for anyone who wants to start a new, start a webtoon or a webcomic in any kind of ways. And normally how I do it is I'll go to save a cloud because obviously it needs to save, and then I'll go here as save as, and then I'll save it to my computer. But that's pretty much how what tools, everything I use here for my webtoon. It's not that much actually, to be honest. It's pretty simple using what I need to use and not having to like go and find things for like detailed panels. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I hope you'll enjoy it. I hope it helped a little bit try to start a webtoon or a webcomic in general. I keep saying webtoon because that's what I use. Start a webcomic. I can probably give a more detailed explanation later, but I just wanted to give a basic tutorial on how to start a webcomic. I hope you'll enjoy it.